Good for jazz, bad for classical. No, absolutely not. We don't make any one-trick pony mouthpieces. It's been a really big concern of mine all along that perhaps people would think that our mouthpieces are specifically tailored to how I play and what I like, but that's not the case. We've actually done more play testing with orchestral players than any other type of playing. And no, if we hand our typical equivalent of a C cup to to a bebop player and somebody with a orchestral gig or an opera gig, no one is finding it inappropriate. Everybody's loving it. We made absolute sure to design every cup with the intention that you could create a wide range of tone colors on that one cup. So and the level, we've dialed in the level of flexibility, the type of projection. All things have been sort of optimized for flexibility in that way, and especially with the brass mouthpieces. And so yeah, we actually, some of our cups that are great for jazz playing and classical playing are pretty atypical for what people normally are playing. For instance, a typical C cup is the most standard thing that probably people are using out there, and playing something deeper is pretty rare in both camps. That's just because, well, a deeper cup, like the equivalent of a B cup, normally, neuters you in the upper register. So jazz players don't typically like that because, they'll normally feel, kind of oppressed in the upper register. Same thing with classical playing, to get up to the, to play things like Alpine Symphony or the Brandenburg is pretty difficult to do with a B cup normally. But that's exactly what, for instance, Hugh Morgan is doing in Switzerland, an amazing orchestral player. And he's doing everything on our extra large cup, which is the equivalent of a B cup. And there are some great beboppers as well who are also using that cup just because it gives you this extra level of meat on your bones and just this extra richness in the tone, which can give your trumpet a lot more character, especially if it's just got kind of a small sound to begin with. You pop in that extra cup, that extra large cup, and it just adds a lot of body. Both for classical playing and for jazz playing. So no, there are absolutely none of our mouthpieces are designed for a specific type of music. Obviously, the shallow cups are meant for only high note playing, but even within that range, they're appropriate for every type of high note playing, whether it's lead in a big band or salsa, commercial lead stuff, soloistic playing. You can use those cups for every application of its typical use, and this is a really big focus of ours. And no matter what kind of music you play, there's absolutely no reason to think that any of our mouthpieces are going to be inappropriate for you. Whether it's the typical C cup, which you should definitely try, our large cup. The extra large is also shockingly applicable to people because you'd never think, normally people would never turn to a B cup so often. Also, our medium cup, which is like the equivalent of a D cup, is really excellent for a lot of type of work where people would normally say, no, I want a full-size cup. I'm not looking for something that's a little shallower. But that cup has a depth to it that's really surprising, and you can use it for classical playing and find it to be even more easy and forgiving, and to be able to play even more shiny without having to really step on the gas, especially for things like, well, classical players who are playing show tune, West Side Story or some music where you really need to cut through the orchestra or over the brass band or whatever. Our medium cup is excellent for that. Same thing for jazz. If you're a lead player who needs to have a bit more body to your sound, you can absolutely play our medium cup and still be playing some amazing sounding lead that's even fatter and richer. And also jazz soloists who are looking to cut through an ensemble can do that with the medium cup. So our cups are incredibly well rounded, and also more cup depths than you might imagine are actually totally applicable for what you're looking to do. Big focus of ours is making sure that no matter what kind of music you're playing, you're gonna like these cups, because we don't have that many cups. So it was important to I specifically chose to design a limited number of cup options so that you're not just inundated with a ton of choices. It's really, extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large, and a couple of V cups as well. And the changing the tone quality from there, that's what the brass versus nickel silver is all about. So yeah, these are all incredibly well-rounded mouthpieces, and you should try them all.